As usual, we start by reading what's on the screen. And inshallah today we will talk about a topic that will be a little bit touchy for most of you, and you might not like it. But someone has to do it, and we're going to talk to you and your parents, inshallah. So, what's the meaning of being a Muslim, a true meaning of being a Muslim? No, it's not the meaning of being a Muslim. Go ahead. Worshipping Allah, that's an action, that's not a meaning. Go ahead.
Believing in Allah.
Believing in Allah, it's an action of the heart.
Having faith.
Having faith is an action of the heart.
Follower of Islam?
Huh?
A follower of Islam?
A Muslim is a follower. But that's like a definition of the word. It's true, it's a follower of Islam, but what does it really mean to be a Muslim in society nowadays? Before Junaid, I'm going to take that young girl in there. Go ahead, tell me. Learn Quran, that's an action. You have to learn Quran. It doesn't mean, it's not the true meaning of being a Muslim. Go ahead. Yes? Don't do drugs. That's amazing. Go ahead.
Believing in Allah and not associating in
And associating in your partners. That's Tawheed. Believing in Allah. Allah Mustafa. What?
Submitting to Allah.
Submitting to Allah. So, Yalla Muhammad Ali. Huh? To repent. That's Tawbah. Black hijab in the front. Doing what's right. Okay, I'm gonna have all your hands down. I'm gonna make it a little bit easier for you guys. So, the true meaning of Islam. The reason I asked this question, and many of you give me good answers, the true meaning of Islam, if you take the entire tradition of the Muslim, yes, it has prayer, it has staying away from evil things, it has staying away from haram things, it has all these beautiful things. But I asked, what does it mean to be a Muslim today and here, wherever that location is? Don't you think that people are watching you, looking at you, whatever you do? So, if you ask me, the true meaning of Muslims today, especially in times where people are misguided, people are falling into drugs, falling into alcoholism, there's a high suicide rates, a lot of stress, a lot of people are suffering nowadays, and most importantly, they can't find the true path of life, the path of La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. So if you live in such society, where there is a lot of problems, a lot of suffering, what would be your mission? What would it really mean for you to be a Muslim towards the other people who are not Muslims?
being a role model.
Being a role model. Jazakallah khairan jameel. Being a role model. And leading people to the truth. And show people how to behave. Because, let me tell you something. You guys who are in the masajid, as much as people think you're troublemakers, you don't behave well, you make noises, let me tell you something. I am so proud of you because you have something other people don't have, even other Muslims don't have. Did you know that 97% of Muslim children in America have no connection with any masjid? You guys are the special 3% that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had chosen to bring to this masjid. So do not underestimate yourselves. You have to believe firmly in your heart that you are a leader because Allah chose you to be here. Especially if you look handsome and tall like you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put you in this masjid to hear my words and hear the words of other mashayikh and have parents who care enough to bring you here. Know that you are the 3% who will carry the deen of Islam and show it to the world, show it to America, and change that image that we have in the media these days. So be very careful not to underestimate yourself, because you are the special ones that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought to this masjid and other masajid. And your job is to show people how to behave, whether they're your non-Muslim friends or your Muslim friends and siblings and cousins. Because many Muslims nowadays do wrong things. Do you believe, is that true?
Yes.
You know a lot of Muslim people who do wrong things. SubhanAllah, there's, in this same plaza, there are Muslim people who go to the hookah place and you chose to come to the masjid. There are Muslims right now who are partying downtown, and there are Muslims who are with us here in this masjid and other masajid. So don't you think that this happened just because your parents brought you here? No, this happens because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala organized everything for you to have the kind of family you have, to have the kind of masajid you have. So let's focus on leading people to the truth, showing people the blessings of Islam. And the best way to lead is leading by example. Because someone who does not have something can never provide to others. Alright. So if you guys are not a good example, how can you lead other people who are lost in the dunya and bring them to the right path? If you are not the role model, how can you provide that example? Right? So for us to be that good role model, we have to build character. We have to build moral character. And we're going to speak today about why character is important. Alright, let's say this. You've never been to the gym and you're going to be a personal trainer? You've never been to med school and you're going to be a doctor? Alright? So, for you to be whatever you want to be, you have to get that training. And every Muslim on earth should have higher moral standards. And why my character is important is because it speaks on our behalf. You know, they say that actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. I can talk here all night. The Islam this, Islam that, Sunnah, moral character, and I go outside and I light a cigarette. All of you will go, oh, look at this guy, he's such a fool. Right? And it tells people who you truly are. You can say you're a good Muslim, you can say you're a good citizen, you can say whatever you want to say, but your actions that are based on your moral character will tell people the truth about you. Our characters are very important, not only how people judge us, how people look at us, especially how the rest of the world looks at Muslims these days. It's also important because it's how we affect our world, our surroundings, and our environment. So let's see what our environment tells about us. Simple things, subtle things in life that you might not pay attention to are so important to you. Well, not important to you, are so important to everybody looking at you. Let's see a person who lives here. How would we judge him? How would their teachers, professors, leaders, how would they judge a person who has a room like this? How would they judge him? Responsible, mashallah. Organized. This corner is hot tonight, mashallah. Go ahead, sweetie. Yes. You.
Smart.
Smart.
Because he reads books.
Wow, Ryan, mashallah. This guy got a lot of books. Good. I was waiting for someone to pick those up. What else? How would you judge a person who lives in such a room?
Computer.
The person.
Trustworthy.
Trustworthy.
Serious.
Serious. You remember the lecture about being serious? Mashallah, all the way in the back.
Has a rich family.
Had a good family. Well, black people have good families, and they have rooms that look like this. How would you judge a person who lives in a room like this?
Or a slut.
Uncivilized.
Uncivilized. We're going to talk about that in a second, mashallah.
Lazy.
Lazy, go ahead. Huh?
Not serious.
Not serious, very good. Quickly. Not clean.
Careless.
Not ornery.
Now, would you trust a person with your, hiring someone who lives in such environment?
No.
I hope that no one in this room or the back room has a room that looks like this.
I do. I have to like that.
Now, all of you came here using cars, right? You all came with your family. Do you do this to your parents' car? Yes Yes or no? I hear a lot of yeses, and I hear, okay, yes-ish, right? Don't touch your book, but it's trash. All right, this is what your car looks like when your mom is yelling at you the whole time to keep the clean car, and then later she goes through a car. How would you judge a person who drives a car like this? All right, how about the person who's not driving? How about the kids who are sitting in the back of this car? How would you judge them? Clean, responsible, serious. These are all good attributes. You want to be someone who drives this car or want to drive this car? This one here? This one here? So your environment tells how fit you are to be a... Exactly. Because we do affect our environment, whether it's our rooms, our parents' cars, our houses, and so on. Our actions speak louder than us. Let's talk about these brothers and kid here, these guys here going through the park, cleaning up. Why? Because they want to be positive and do a good thing for society, right? Let's talk about this guy here. I mean, he's all responsible, recycling, taking care of everything. But you see, a simple action that starts with caring. Now, let's say, does this guy care?
Yes.
Do these guys care?
Yes.
How about this lady?
No.
She does not care, nor does her kid. We said about leading by example, right? So if you see a child who's dirty, who puts trash everywhere, guess what? Where did he learn it from? What it is. Do you think these people care?
No.
So this small action can lead to all this. You see what I meant by leading by example? You start with something so simple, and you end up with a big problem. Someone did not care, and he had the 6-pack soda. You buy 6 cans of soda, all right? They were at the beach like, and then drinking their soda, having fun, and then they were just too lazy. You know that plastic that holds the bottles together? What would I call that piece of plastic?
Plastic.
You know that thing that holds the can together?
Yeah, those like they're water.
It's like exactly. It's like a net. It's basically it's just normal plastic that used to hold the bottles together. Well, someone did not care and drank the beach and then they. Now this little turtle, which is an endangered species, when it was too little, it went through the plastic that holds the cans together. It squeezed on it, and when it grew deformed. This thing grew deformed simply because someone did not care. I mean, how would it hurt you? Let's assume this is your plastic, and you take it out of the bottle, and you go like, oh, no trash can, no problem. I just go trash can, boom, and I threw it away. See, small actions. Small things you do can affect the environment, can affect your lives. And people will judge you based on that. What would you think of someone that causes something like this? How is it a person? I mean, they're irresponsible, right?
Go to jail.
Irresponsible. And that's why in society, as you said, we talk about civilized people. What is the definition of civilized person? Someone who cares about others, right? Someone who respects the space of others, right? Someone who lives in observance of others' liberties. They say that your liberty stops where other people's liberty starts. Your freedom ends when other people's freedom starts, meaning that you live without stepping over other people's rights. And that's what makes you a civilized human being. And those who are not fit to be members of civilized society, they're compared to what?
Animals.
What did you say?
I said
You know what? The reason why they compare people to pigs, especially people who are not clean, they say, oh, they stink like a pig. I went to the Philippines. Remember I showed you the pictures? I went to an area near a pig farm. They told me you can smell the stinky smell of the pig farm from 5 miles away. Why? Because pigs enjoy living in filth. This is actual sore. And they have no problem living like that. And that's why they compared uncivilized people to pigs. And that's why people will just go and eat and throw food all over there. And all that. They call them, they pigging out. Right? And you wonder why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us not to eat pig. Don't they say you are what? You are what you eat. Now this pig is what it eats. Trash. So you want to be a civilized human being, or you want to be compared to a pig? And you know what? The choice is yours. I don't care. You know what I care about? I care about my deen, because whether you care or not, you carry a responsibility. You know what that responsibility is called? You are a what? We're ambassadors of Islam, and we are representatives of Islam. So let me ask a question. How is Muslims' image in America today? Why do you think it is bad? Hold on, one by one, go ahead. Terrorists. Huh? They say we attack people. Go ahead. Exactly. A lot of Muslims are acting uncivilized because when terrorism happened, right? When terrorism happened, people look at these images and then they look at the Muslims, and if they see civilized people, good people, they say, no, that's not them. We cannot relate to them. But if they look at you and your areas are dirty, your neighborhoods are dirty, you are arrogant and don't care and throw trash everywhere, say, yeah, of course, look at the Muslims, how they behave. You see what I mean? Actually, you were very right. And I'm glad you said it. How do they see us? How do they see Muslims nowadays? Do they see the majority of Muslims who are contributing to society? Majority of Muslims in America are good people. Or they see us as this. Just violent, dirty, ungroomed people. Look, they see us however they see us. But the question, the most important question for you and I, is what do I do to change that stereotype? What do I do? How do I carry myself? Right? How do you carry yourself in society? How do you show care? Do you really care about how people look at Islam and you try to fix that image through your behavior? Or you just don't care? Is your community a role model in society? Speaking about role models, are you proud of your Muslim community? Well, let's take a few pictures and see and judge that community. Because we, from the outside, are going to look in the inside and be up there and say, okay, let's judge these people. What would you think about a masjid that looks like this? What do you think about that? These are napkins, right? People use them and throw them on the floor. And look, there is a trash can right here, I'm sorry. There's one right here. This red thing here is a trash bin. I mean, subhanAllah, when you play in the basketball court, you're like very precise. But when it comes to paper towels, they're on the floor. This is the same picture, look. There is a trash all over the place. And there is a bathroom, Muslim bathroom. People go make wudu there. The shoes all over the place. The napkins are all over the place. This is an actual masjid where shoes are all over the place. How would you judge these people who do this? You just told me that they're what? I don't know. I'm just talking about these people. So these people are civilized? Are these people civilized? No. How would you judge people who do this? Lazy. People who do this? Huh? Oh, by the way, the floor, the camera didn't catch it. The floor is all wet and dirty. So how would you judge these people? Dirty, filthy, unserious. They're pigs. Careless. Okay.
They eat a lot.
Now, I want you guys to look at this. I want you to look. This is a nice carpet from a masjid. Look how much food was left on the carpet in this masjid that we're looking at. You see? Look, why this has happened? Why do we have food on the top of the carpet? Why do we have food like that? Between the chairs, everywhere. This is the picture of a masjid. Check this out. Check this out. Now check this one out. Let's put another video right here. This is a masjid. Check this out. Check this out. Ya Allah, this is a masjid. Would you invite people to a messy masjid? You would not. I mean, if you have a non-Muslims who want to know about Islam, would you invite them to a masjid that look like that? All the pictures and videos we just watched are taken exactly from the same room we are sitting in, and the back room where the moms are sitting in, and the bathroom and the ladies there that we're looking at. So, you guys just called yourselves uncivilized, pigs. You called yourselves, lazy. You called yourselves leading by example. I hope there's a bunch of moms in the back. I have some fathers here. Well, how are we leading by example? No, seriously, I'm very sorry to say this. When I see a dirty masjid, dirty bathrooms in the masjid, I mean, it's either caused by the parents or the kids. If it's caused by the parents, I'm just going to go shoot myself in the head. If it's caused by the kids, well, who taught these kids? So parents, please, do you make sure that your kids don't leave a mess in the masjid? Ask yourself this question. You're all responsible. So let's talk about responsibility, and inshallah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will tackle an excerpt of hadith of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The hadith of كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. All of you are responsible, and all of you are responsible, will be asked about your responsibility. For example, he gives here many. Amongst them is, he said, the husband is responsible in his family, and he will be asked about all of them.